Good afternoon. My name is John McGoy and this is my lovely wife Christy, and today we're going to teach you how to do fry bread. Okay, the recipe we're using today is going to make 12 dough balls for our fry bread, and we get started. Okay, first off we're going to have 5 cups of flour. This scoop we're using is a cup. Okay, and then we're adding 4 tablespoons of salt. If you notice, she doesn't measure it out. She's actually does this by memory and been taught this since she's a little girl. Okay, the baking powder. Adding again 4 tablespoons of baking powder. And you're going to mix that together so you get a good consistency. Just trying to mix in all the different solids or the dried ingredients. Okay, now we're adding milk. Okay, 3/4 of a cup of milk. And some water. We're actually adding 3/4 cup of water. Now the water we will be adding or subtract, we'll add flour or water as we go, depending on the consistency of the dough balls. Some of this will depend on the humidity in the air. It's got it where it's not sticky, so then she's on the table with it. Okay, continue rolling it. You can see she's rolling it into like a long loaf. Now you're breaking into dough balls. These are about the size of a little baseball, like a little league baseball. Okay, now she's kneading them into a nice ball, more circular. Dump them in flour. We're putting flour on the pan as well. Remember, this is a sheet pan we used earlier. You dump each ball into the olive oil and set it on the tray. Okay, now that we're letting the dough rest, we have 5 to 7 minutes. We've got our stuff together here so we can start frying. First off, you got a pan, and you put the paper towels on the bottom there so it can absorb some of the grease. We have a nice cast iron skillet. Now we use a cast iron because if you don't know, as you put stuff into hot grease, it cools the grease. Cast iron will keep it hotter longer, and you get a better brown on the bread. And then, of course, vegetable oil. Now, vegetable oil is the best for this. It turns out fries a little better. Some people use actual grease, Crisco, and that'll work just as well, but this is cheaper. And then we have tongs. You're gonna need tongs because you sure don't want to put your hand in that hot grease. Now, during our break, we were asked, why do we put oil on the little dough balls? Well, the reason it makes them easier to stretch, and we'll show that here in a minute. Okay, now we're going to start pouring oil into the pan. Now the oil, there's no measurements to this. You just want to get it up to where you feel comfortable. It's got to cover the dough. And as you can see, we're about halfway. And remember, when this is hot, you throw the dough in, it's going to bubble. It's going to be very, very hot. And we'll get it started. And it'll take some time to get this going. And we'll be right back. Okay, now it's time to test the oil. I'll let you know that it's ready to go. Okay, now it's time to stretch out the dough.
Do it with the fork first.
Okay, now we poke the holes, and poke holes on the top of it so it'll go down. So it'll cook. If not, see, it raises above the oil. Yeah, it's right above the oil. This way it'll be cooked. Wait for it to turn brown. There's no time limit on it. You just want to make sure it's brown. The edges are brown, about halfway up, just like you're doing a donut if you've ever done a donut. And there's our fry bread. Okay, now, for those of you who don't want to try it with your hands and flatten it out, we're going to show you with the rolling pin. Put a little flour on the table, flour on top so it doesn't stick to the rolling pin. Anyone's made tortillas, the same kind of theory. And there we go. Okay, now that we have all 12 of them cooked nicely, give you guys a couple ideas what we can do. What we have here is some hamburgers we barbecued. Got some cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, of course, mustard, mayo, and we are going to make what they call an Apache burger, and we'll have that done here shortly. For other ideas, honey. This is New Mexico wildflower honey. You could do that or powdered sugar as a nice little dessert snack, but time to eat. Okay. As you can see, we have our Apache burger done, and I guarantee you only want to eat one of these. And we hope you enjoyed the video, and talk to you later.